Everybody. Oops. Morning, everybody. If you're out there, say hi. I'm hoping my audio's coming through, so if you're on the chat or you're in chat, give me a thumbs up. Let me see if you hear me, because I was having some issues. Anyway, so today's going to be kind of a work day for me. I'm going to be setting up some of my screen and stuff for my workflow. I've got my moderator set up now, so I'm going to be working with that to see how that looks. So if you're in the chat, you want to say hi, you want to ask any questions, let me know. I had a couple of questions that I'm going to get to. I want to make sure to bring those up. One was about emojis, so that's something that we're going to be talking about a little bit. And yeah, I'm going to be talking about mainly what I'm doing as far as arranging everything. So good morning, my name's Michael. I'm new to this Twitch thing. It's pretty cool. I like it. Let's see, I'm resizing stuff. I'm going to be showing my other screen here in a minute, but should be able to see the chat. Let me know if you can see that, how that's looking, so we can see it pop up. That'd be cool. So yeah, I'm going to be setting this up so I can do a little bit smoother stream than I had been. I'm trying to get my moderator workflow figured out. So I've got that going over here, and I'm going to be working through it over here, and then bringing up some just different screens and different things I'll be working with, different documents and scene lists and stuff like that later on. Just to give you an idea how I go about thinking about running my show when I get ready to stream or get prepared to stream. So tomorrow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my regular software build when I get ready to stream. So all the documents that I use, all of the different windows that I use, and I'm going to get a good way to demonstrate all that. And that's what I'm going to set up today. So this is the planning phase for a more formal stream or a show of some sort. So that's kind of where we're at. If you come in, if you're not in chat, if you're just watching on Twitch without signing in, that's great. But just let me know if you're out there. That would be great. I'd love to hear from people. Like I said, I've got a couple of questions that I'm going to get to. One of the ones is about emojis, and that was pretty cool. I want to talk about that a lot. That's something I like. And I think you can get a lot of information with very simply if you are not needing to write out an entire sentence, and you just want to just interact with your audience, interact with the people who are in your chat, in your meeting, whatever it is. So chat's chat, pretty much. It's all over the place. And before we were online, a lot of this was, we would just chat on our phone. Now you've got, all your different WhatsApp and Facebook and all that stuff. But it's all basically the same thing. It's just a text, messaging, and getting used to that, getting comfortable with using that is definitely something that it takes getting used to. But once you do, and once you use it a bit, it really can enhance the meeting or the show that you're putting on, and it's just a wonderful thing. I think I didn't, like I've said this before, I haven't really I didn't have any use for chat, or I didn't think I had any use for chat or emojis. It just wasn't something that was part of what I did. But now that I'm working more with streaming and all of this asynchronous learning, where you've got chat conversation going on while you're not necessarily online, but it could be a temporary, or not a temporary, but you could be live with somebody on a chat, chat room, or a chat, here in Twitch. And or you could be, I could leave you a message, and then later on you can come back and chat back at me. So that's where the asynchronous piece comes in, is that we're not necessarily chatting at the same time, even though we could. So I'm going to get to definitely talking about that a little bit more. I don't have, let me see, which just emojis do I have available to me? All right. So yeah, go ahead, check out the chat if you're in there, and just kind of pick some, throw them up there. Let me see. I'm going to put up something just to see. Oh, where was my favorite? My favorite one is, I'm going to show you here once I find it. This is the other thing, is me finding out where all this stuff is. And freezing. Okay. Let's see. All right. I am looking for, there he is. All right. Yep, Bob Ross, favorite right there. I mean, Bob Ross, come on. Squirrels, painting, I grew up on that guy. He's just wonderful. The things he could do very simply with, with painting, and then all of a sudden you go from a blank canvas and you've got, landscapes, and you've got he was an amazing figure to watch, and to watch him work. Really inspiring, really. I'm not a painter, but just to watch his process was something that was really quite influential on me as a kid. I remember that. I don't know how many of his shows I've actually watched. So anyway, we're going to get to switching some of this around. I'm going to try and pull in my moderator, and I've got another camera for you to kind of show you some behind-the-scenes stuff. If you're out there, that's kind of cool. That's something I've been wanting to do for a while. It's one thing to see a show, to see a production, but then there's so much going on behind the scenes. So much going on behind the scenes that being able to see it is kind of neat. And so I've got another camera set up to kind of get a behind the scenes of what I'm doing, and that's kind of what today is. So this one's going to be a little bit rougher than normal. I'm not totally. I'm just working through the way I've got things arranged. So if you've got any questions, pop in, say hi, let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. We'll see. So I'm gonna, let's see. I've got my stream software up, my Twitch Studio Beta. I'm gonna move that out of the way and switch scenes. So let's go to, yay, there I am. Okay, I've got my chat in here still. Let me make sure that's still working. I'm going to add another message here. I'm going to go, hi, Mike, because nobody's talking to you. All right. Larry Darrell, that's my Twitch username. Again, nobody's guessed it yet, so this is based on an older television show. So if you know the reference, please let me know, and try not to spoil it for anybody. You can take a guess if you don't know, but if you definitely know, don't spoil it. So we've got, let's see, where are we at? I've got, right now I'm just showing a screen share of my main computer monitor. And on my left screen over here, I've got my streaming software, and I've got my quick actions for the stream here, so I can have it set up that I can just clear the chat really quickly. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Boom, gone. Okay, chat cleared. Yeah. Oh, I should have cleared my throat before I got on here. So I'm going to try this. I want to be able to not deafen you. I did this the other day, and I had to cut it because it was just completely way too loud. So I'm going to try muting my stream and muting my unmute. Now you should be able to hear me again. That's going to be my test. I muted both my primary microphone and my stream in that order. So we'll see where that goes. So yeah, anyway, my name is Michael, and I'm new to Twitch, but I'm not new to streaming. I've been streaming for since the beginning of the pandemic, actually. That first week that we went into quarantine, that was what I started doing. I started streaming on Zoom for my church, and I've been doing it ever since. And now I'm streaming probably 6 times a week. 3 are for other people, and then 3 are for me, and mine are new, but so brand new to this. Getting all the kinks and all the workflow figured out. That's what I did today. So working on a workflow for streaming my stream while streaming. That I thought was a bit of a tongue twister, but that was kind of basically what I'm doing today. So if you get bored, I understand. Leave me a message, and I will try to come up with something interesting to say. But for right now, I've got my main monitor and my main PC here, and this is going to be my main work area. And so when I'm streaming, this screen I try to keep as clear and as minimal as possible, just because there's so much going on during a meeting or a show, or if you're producing a service of some sort, there's a lot going on. So keeping all of that stuff sort of organized and in some sort of a manner that you know how to get back to what you're looking for, in a reasonable, quick manner is something that it's important, and it's very easy to drown in Windows. I've seen it more than once where we've had a new tech or somebody who's not as familiar with Zoom, and they have too many windows open, and you can't find what you're looking for, and you might accidentally close one, thinking that you're actually then you go looking for something that's not there, and that's always disorienting. And then so you have to go and find, be able to open it back up again, and keeping things neat and simple and organized, and not having anything more open than what you really, really need is key. It really is key. And for anybody really getting into streaming or into working with being a moderator for meetings and that type of thing, having more than one screen is really important, because you need that. You really can use that extra real estate to kind of spread some things out. In my case, like right now, I've got a side screen here that has sort of all the background programs that I'm running that I want to be able to reference, but they're not right up on my main screen where I'd be using my Zoom meeting if I had one of those open, or a script document or something along those lines. Kind of keep that stuff off to one side. And then I've got my moderator set up on a completely separate system to be able to not impact any of the main work that I'm doing or the things that I'm monitoring. So that's kind of where we're at with this. Let's see, right now I've got my quick actions set up. So here I'm gonna bring that over and show you. I've got that popped out. So double check, and yeah, there you go. So this is a quick action box that I popped out of my Stream Manager, and these are things that I can do real quick. I can clear my chat. I can go raid on another channel. I've got my suggestion box, and I can edit my stream info from before. I wanted to adjust that, and there's more things you can add to this, but real quick, like it says, quick actions, just in case you want to be ready to go in case something happens. So, and I'm going to show you my Twitch Studio beta. There's that. You can see that. You can see me in me. So that is a picture of my main monitor. And on my main monitor, the only thing that's there right now is that Twitch Studio beta screen. The actual video here that you see is not on my main screen. I don't see that other than in the Twitch Studio thing. So if you watch, as I move that across, you could see, oh yeah, you're not going to see that. So never mind, whatever I just said, ignore it, because it was incorrect. But you can see I've got this all off on a separate side, my separate monitor over on the side, so I can reference it. That's why I'm always looking over in this direction. And part of this workflow thing is to get my eye line where I'm looking, so that I'm not constantly looking. I used to have my stuff directly to the side of me, so when I would look over, I would be looking totally in profile. But I'm trying to get things set so I don't have to move my eyes around as much as possible, which is distracting. Can be very distracting for your audience if you're trying to do that. Which brings me to another piece. If you are running a meeting, in the case of a Zoom meeting, and this is something I do a lot, it's good to have one person running the controls of the meeting, and then another person actually being the host or to lead the meeting itself, so they don't have to try and juggle both the technical details and then also try and give a presentation or something along those lines. You can see it a lot of folks. If you see somebody who's trying to run it all themselves, if they have an issue or a glitch or something, then they're going to be taking their time away to deal with whatever the problem is. And so a moderator or a co-host, whatever you call it, it's an important addition to have. So teammate doing something, having somebody else to work with is a really, really good thing. So let's see, if you're out there in the chat, say hi. I always love messages. But for right now, let's see, where am I at? Okay, okay, I've got everything cleared down. I'm not really running anything that I don't need. But so at the bottom of my screen now, you can see all the different bits and bobs that I have open. And they're actually not too many. I mean, there's some, but when I started setting things up today, I had a whole bunch more. So, unnecessary browser tabs, close them. Unnecessary program that you're not using or won't be using, close that. Another thing I do is, as I'm going along, I'll close things that I don't need. So, let me see. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to go and I'm going to show you real quick I'm going to show you Alright, so along the bottom of this is really probably the easiest way if you get lost in your windows, like I was talking about earlier, is to look right at the bottom of your main screen where you've got your Windows taskbar. And this is a Windows 10. I'm running a PC. So you'll see an icon there for my Twitch Studio. I've got my Task Manager open just to see how fast my computer's running, which it's running pretty good. And I've got some Excel documents with scene lists for some bigger meetings. That's a pretty interesting thing to take a look at. It can be a bit overwhelming, so when you get going on something, it's nice to have that reference to go back to in case you get lost. You get lost in Windows. Open up another window. I know it sounds a little counterintuitive, but it's a place to put everything that you're looking for. Quick text document, Discord, of course, and Zoom meeting I have open. This is so that I can I would have this going with my moderator, and this is where I'm going to give you the behind the scenes look here in a little bit once I get to it. And then over here I've got my Google Chrome open with my Twitch program manager on there, or my Twitch stream manager open. So that is just about everything on this computer, but I am running at about, let's see here, about 27% memory, and my CPU's at about 80%-ish. I brought that down a bit. I had that maxed all the way out. Pegged it about 100%, and you could tell it was really slow. I lost frames, but I've sort of thinned things out, and so I'm still running at about 70%, but not as heavy as it was when I first started trying to organize my stream workflow. So that's one of those things. I'm keeping an eye on that, but now that I've got a better idea of just how many things I should have open or shouldn't have open, that's something I can go ahead and close. So I'm going to close that just to see. All right, let's switch scenes to something else right now. Oh, no, maybe not. I'm going to bring up this Zoom meeting. I'm going to bring this across to you and show you that. And I'm going to go ahead and cut my camera so I'm still here. Don't worry about it. I'm still here. Should be able to hear me, but this is a Zoom meeting I've got going, and I'm going to open this. There you go, Steward Carl. Hey, buddy. This is a little other. Let's see. I'm going to be doing something real quick, so I'm not going to be able to. Let's see if I can't rename Carl here for a second, so it makes a little bit more sense to me anyway, not to you. Behind the scenes that you can't see, that's always one of the things with when techs are working and we're trying to work with there we go, an audience or work live. We'll be doing something in the background, but nobody will know it because we're clicking or looking or thinking, and nothing's happening. So it can be a little, hey, what's going on? What's going on? But so I'm going to try and narrate some of that as best as possible, so that if you come in and you're watching this and you're like, hey, what's going on? It's just me. I'm actually here. So let's try getting my camera going. And there's my camera. Okay, so you can see me. Let's switch to gallery view. All right, so there I am. Now I'm going to open up Carl's video, and you'll be able to see my background. Start. Yay, there I am. I set up a camera over there, and then now you can see all my, that's the background, that's the behind the scenes. So I've got my little Bogan tripod up there with my lights on them, and my gaffer tape just in case I have to tape anything down, because things come flying apart before you know it. But that's what it looks like from over there, where you can't you can't see that on the. Whew, I'm gonna have to clear my throat again. Pardon me. I'm getting used to talking more. I don't usually talk as much, so I have to work on some of my voice stuff just to get ready to do this, because I'm not as prepared to do that as I'm usually not the one doing the talking, so I'm getting used to talking. Believe it or not, I might not sound like it might sound like I am used to talking, but I'm really not. So voice training, that's what I need, voice training. So anybody who works with voice, if you are out there, give me a hello in the chat, and give me some pointers. I can always use pointers. So let's see, I've got that open. I'm showing him, see me, one last time. That's what behind the scenes looks like. So okay, and I'm going to stop incoming video just to save on a little CPU. Alright, there we go. So I am off camera, and now you've just got a picture of my my main monitor, and I'm not looking at anything there. I'm just got the monitor up. Let's see, I'm going to move some stuff around on my moderator system. Of course, I can't do that. I'm going to stop that. Alrighty, where is my... There. Okay, now I got one. All my video feeds are off, so all I've got is my all I'm sending right now is my my main monitor. All right. So I've got you. Let's see where I'm going to put you. I want to have. So if I've got my moderator off on the right. Got my moderator off on the right, so I need my quick actions available. I'm going to put those right there. Okay, so I've got quick actions on the right side of my left screen. And I've got my stream software tucked in right next to that, and my Zoom meeting tucked up off to the side there. And Discord can just go away. So I've got my streaming software, I've got my Zoom meeting open, and I've got that all pushed to the side. So today I'm working on the workflow, my workflow. Let's see, half an hour in, I better introduce myself again, just in case anybody's out there. My name is Michael, and I've been streaming for just about 21 months, since the beginning of quarantine. Started doing so with my church, and now I'm doing six streams a week, 3 for other folks and 3 for myself. So I'm getting used to doing this sort of in a more in a manner that's more just me. I don't have as much. I don't have a team that I'm working with right now, but I would always could always use a moderator. If anybody's out there and wants to do some moderation, that would be awesome. So I'm working on getting that set up, and so today is just kind of a working day while I'm kind of fiddling around and seeing what works best. I enjoy kind of arranging and rearranging my screens, or my windows, so that I can have a workflow that really I'm not going to get lost in. So tomorrow, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to open up all of the things that I normally do when I run a show, and show that spread here on my main screen. But for right now, I'm going to go to if I were running a basic meeting, this is a spreadsheet that I would be using. I could use to do it, and you can see here it is. Let's see, where am I? I'm 100%, and I'll open that all the way. So this would be a pretty simple list of the scenes that I might do for a meeting, and it's nice to break all this down into all the different parts, and it can be way more complicated than this. You can have all sorts of timestamps on here. You can have notes. You can have hyperlinks to a script if you're using it. You can just plug all sorts of stuff into here. But this one's pretty basic. So if this was a Zoom meeting, you can see up here I've got what the host is going to be doing, the share screen, the chat. Any of the co-hosts can be listed here, and then you can have a list of your participants. And when a big line, above the black line is the stuff that all the settings, the conditions that I want to set before I get into the meeting. I want to have the waiting room on, nothing, not being. I don't want the audience to be able to unmute, so I've got it says no unmute. That's a little confusing. And then I'm going to be streaming, so you put your streaming information in here. You could have your stream key set here. Anything that would be important that you might want to ready access, this would be a good spot for it. And again, this is just an Excel spreadsheet. I've seen them done on just a Word document. There's any number of ways to arrange this, but Excel spreadsheets or spreadsheets generally are a really good way to organize all this information about what you will be doing in case something happens and you need to, like, oh, where am I? So and then once you start, you've got a list of all the I'm going to run a welcome slide for 60 seconds, and that's going to go across. The share screen is going to preempt everything else in the meeting, so that's why I have a line here that it's going to go. It's going to be the main focus for that sequence. And then I can plug in a co-host name if they're going to have something associated with there. Sorry. And the cues. This is a handy thing for me for the next, whatever the next switch is going to be, is to put in there what is the cue. Is there a line, or is it a timestamp or something that you might like for the person doing the operating of the meeting? What is it that give them a heads up of what's coming next? So, and this, again, this is a basic one. Sound share. This is a bit different. It's not a video share. It's not a slide share. So on the Zoom share screens, it's blue. So I just labeled it blue. But it differentiates what's what. It's not a slide, so you can see at a glance that it's something different. Even if you can't right now really make out what all these individual words are, you can, very, very, like I said, at a glance, see that this is where we were beginning. This is a slide that we just did. This is a video. This is a sound share. And this is a very basic scene list for a meeting. I'm going to do a slide. There'll be somebody speaking, and then a slideshow, and then a file. So it's just a couple of things. So I'm going to bring up a more complicated version. I've got a couple. Yeah, this one. Okay, so this one is a little bit more filled out, and you can see that a little bit better. So same thing as before, everything above the black line is what we would have been doing before, the conditions that we're going to set for the meeting. The host is going to be responsible for the applause. Let me zoom in on that a little bit. Let me zoom on that a little bit more. Okay, so the host, responsible for applause, whoever's in charge of share, chat. And then these yellow, this is, for me, it was something that in this particular case, this was something where we were going to make a lot of use of switching between the hosts and participants. So I wanted to highlight those in yellow. So that's something, as important as the photo or the video it may be, it's the who's speaking next, that type of thing that is the important for this particular meeting. And so when you get down here to the yellow, these would be instructions. So this would be the name of the participant and then what we're going to do with them in terms of the Zoom controls. So I might be adding or removing a spotlight or any other instructions for the technician can go in here. And it's and then like hyperlinks over here with the script you can put in. I always thought this was a great idea. You put a hyperlink to your script, so you don't have to have your script open or a script for the speaker. You can just put the hyperlink in here, and if you absolutely need to go to it, you can. When you're first starting out, you're going to probably be just having all of your meeting instructions, scene instructions incorporated with your script. And at some point, as you get more complicated with things, you're going to want to separate the two so that the script is a separate document from your scene lists. But then the hyperlink to the script is where you would have that crossover. So you could reference that where the host or the speakers are going to be mainly looking at the script. Whoever's in control of the meeting and in the controls is going to be looking at the scene list or the run of show form or whatever you call it. But then you can switch and find what you're looking for relatively quickly. But so this one's a little bit more complicated, a little bit more adding more detail. And here you can see a big. I'm going to cancel all the spotlights, and I want to have that big and bold because I know that's coming up before I would go and add another group of speakers. And then all the way over on the left is the actual what stage of the show that you're in. We're doing a greeting and then a speaker and then a speaker and then more greeting and then another set of questions and closing. And finally a goodbye. So once you get used to looking at it, now you can see that, okay, this video here is going to come just after the greetings. So whoever's in charge of the video can be prepared for what's coming next. And if I'm in charge of adding and removing participants, I can be focused here, but then I can also very quickly look and see, okay, I know videos can be coming up after I'm done with my job here. So color coding, I can't emphasize color coding enough. It's do something that makes sense, do something that you can understand. And again, it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be something as simple as one of these, but it can get more and more complicated as you go. So that's one, and I brought up a third one. A little bit more complicated again. You can see that I've got this actually on the right hand side is a summary, is more of a summary. It's not filled in, but it gives you more of a block summary of where you're at. And that's something I'll go into later. It's a whole other thing, but again, you can see same thing, but now I've got this one was from February of this year. I've got my host, my share, who's going to be doing the share, my chat, and then the co-hosts listed. And the co-hosts in this case were responsible for the muting and spotlight. So that's a note that I put here. So as we go down, co-hosts track in yellow. Co-hosts will be responsible for the mute and spotlighting the participants. Here are your participants, and then this will be their responsibility. So this was a meeting that was really heavy on focusing on adding and removing people from the spotlight. So that's where that was why this is, the focus on here is in the yellow. Where in the other one, there wasn't all the yellow because it was just a straightforward, we're going to be sharing this and playing a video or whatever it is. So that is that, and you see this one got pretty long. I'm going to zoom out of this a bit so you can see what it looks like. I always thought these were cool. You can see the whole thing this way. This is the whole meeting, and I outlined it in black just so you can see that's the extent of it. Oops, wrong way. But that's what it looks like, in a nutshell. Very complicated, but if you zoom back out of it, you can be like, okay, you can get that full list. And something I did was you can take a script, you can copy and paste a script and build from there. You can use that script as your outline, and then you can paste that into your spreadsheet, and then start fleshing out all of those pieces and labeling them and adding your colors. So that's a document in the background. And tomorrow I'll get to how I would arrange that and be able to find and reference and get back to all of the different windows that I'd be using. So just kind of a preface for today. I was opening these up earlier just to take a look at them. No, I don't need to save anything. Don't need to save that. Don't need to save that. So anyway, that's scene lists. They really make a big difference when you get into a complicated production, but also if you're not necessarily totally comfortable with running a meeting, you haven't done it a lot, having that thing to reference, like I said, is a good thing to be able to go back and see. So, all right, what else have I got on here? I don't have anything on here right now. I've got my little... Okay, I've got my sort of main screen and my supporting screen, I think, figured out for myself. I'm not going to have a whole lot open when I'm streaming on my main computer. I've said that a number of times now. But what I do have open is going to stay off there on the left. Moderator screen. I've been talking for 45 minutes. I'm going to go till 11. I'm going to take a break, have some lunch, and then I'll be coming back on this afternoon for another run at this, but not with these same screens, with a different arrangement. So I'll be taking a break here in about 15 minutes for a couple of hours, and then I'll be back. But I've got my moderator over here on my right-hand system, and this is where I'm going to collect, this is where I'm going to monitor my chat, this is where I'm monitoring who's in the room, who is or is not viewing. It doesn't look like I have anybody in Twitch right now, which is fine, but I've got this moderator view open full screen, so I can see all of my chat, I can see all of my anything in my that got caught by my auto moderator in case somebody was doing something not nice. I can catch that, and I'm gonna go back to me in chat. Hey, so that you can see just me talking. I'm talking in chat or talking in Twitch to one viewer, maybe. I don't know how many out you aren't there on Twitch, but if you're watching and you're not on Twitch, you're just watching on your browser. I encourage you to get on Twitch, sign up, make an account, get on here, jump in the chat, say hi. You can find Stream Chat is available underneath the video stream on my Twitch channel, and you can open that up and jump in. So you'll be able to see that. So if you're out there, I'm not going to be able to see you if you're not logged into the chat, but I know that there are a lot of folks out there who aren't necessarily comfortable with logging into a new platform or a new another thing to sign up for. That's kind of a bummer. But I encourage it. I'd love you to say hi. I'd love you to take a chance to be able to chat with you over Twitch, but I'm going to be adding some different chat channels so that you can get in touch in a different way. I might be able to pipe that in, but I'll be able to see it as well. I'm going to have a Discord a server open where I can monitor that too if somebody's wants to pipe in that way. And then also monitor maybe my YouTube or Facebook feeds as well. So if somebody wanted to contact me and you're in one of those, you can always chat one of those channels, and I'll be able to hopefully see it. If I have my workflow all figured out, and I'm getting there. So let's see. Yeah, so I've got my moderator open on my other system here, and I have more open there than I need, but it's a whole full screen just dedicated to my chat. So as things pop up, I can see them very easily, and then from my eyesight, my eye line is just there. So I'm not totally looking off to the side like I was doing before. Well, I was doing it the other direction, but now I don't have to look all the way over. I can kind of catch at a glance if something's happening. And I've seen some great arrangements the way folks are putting their running their chat. I talked about this before, but doing a vertical monitor and having a whole big long line, a whole big long list versus a horizontal list. Looks like that could be pretty handy when you have a lot of people, but for me right now, I've got just me viewing myself, or my moderator viewing, and then whoever's out there in the interwebs on the outside of Twitch, not logged in. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close the things over here that I don't need. Don't need that. 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 So yeah, I had a couple of things open that I didn't need. Not too many. But that's a little bit slower system for me, but it handles the chat just fine. It doesn't necessarily need to handle the video piece of it. So if you are running mod for somebody, if you don't have to be on video, you can deal with a little bit not as a powerful system as somebody who's running the actual main stream. If they're running the game itself or the stream, you don't have to have the same robust system specifications as you would if you're doing the main stream part itself. So for me, I've got my moderator, like I said, set up on the right side there, and that actually looks. I think that makes it keeps it pretty simple. So I've just got quick actions over here, Discord, and then my moderator set up on the left of me. So I had a chance to play around with that. I'm going to take a look at this and see, make sure. I really, really hope my audio is working. I think it's working. I hope it's working. We'll see. But if it's working, that'll be great, and I can double check my do you call it, transcripts and pull out anything that was actually of value, and not just me umming and ahhing the whole time, or clearing my throat because I'm not used to talking, and all of these different pieces. So, dropped frames, 804. 45 slow frames. It's kind of where I'm at with my stream. It looks pretty good. Alright, so I think I'm going to go ahead and stop recording because I'm not going to end recording only. And yes.